Sony camera enthusiasts have something to be excited about once again, as rumors continue to circulate about the much-anticipated Sony A7V. If you're a fan of the Sony A7 IV, chances are you're eager to know what its successor might bring to the table. We've previously discussed some early leaks regarding the Sony A7V, particularly when its model number first appeared in official records. However, as time has passed, more details have surfaced, giving us a clearer picture of what Sony might be preparing. At the heart of these rumors is a potential game-changer, a 33-megapixel stacked CMOS sensor. While the resolution remains the same as the A7 IV, the stacked sensor design promises significant improvements in performance. The most exciting aspect of this upgrade is the potential for faster readout speeds, which could dramatically reduce rolling shutter distortion. This means photographers and videographers will be able to capture fast-moving subjects with greater accuracy and minimal distortion, a feature that could set a new benchmark for hybrid cameras. In addition to sensor improvements, the Sony A7V is rumored to bring substantial upgrades in video capabilities. Reports suggest that the camera will offer 4K recording at 60 frames per second, a feature that has become standard in modern mirrorless cameras. However, the real talking point is the potential for 6K recording, which, if true, would be a game-changer. Higher resolution video recording is becoming increasingly important for content creators, as it provides greater flexibility in post-production. If Sony includes 6K recording or even open gate functionality, which utilizes the full sensor for video, the A7V could gain a significant advantage over its competitors. Panasonic, for instance, has already implemented similar features in its S5 II, and Sony might be looking to match or surpass these offerings. Autofocus has always been a strong suit for Sony, and it appears the A7V will continue this trend with AI-driven enhancements. Sony has been leading the charge in AI subject recognition and tracking, as evidenced by the impressive performance of the A7RV. If these technologies make their way into the A7V, users can expect even faster and more reliable autofocus, especially in challenging conditions such as low-light environments or high-speed action scenes. Improved eye tracking, particularly for humans and animals, could make the A7V a dream camera for both photographers and videographers. Given that Canon's dual-pixel autofocus and Nikon's eye detection AF are strong contenders, Sony will need to refine its autofocus system even further to maintain its competitive edge. For videographers, the A7V's rumored features could be particularly enticing. While 4K at 60 FPS is expected, the possibility of 6K recording is what has the community buzzing. Another potential feature that could make a significant difference is open gate recording, which would allow videographers to use the entire sensor for video capture, providing more flexibility in post-production. If Sony manages to include this without introducing overheating issues, it could elevate the A7V as a go-to choice for professional content creators. The challenge, however, will be managing heat dissipation, as previous Sony models have occasionally struggled with overheating during extended recording sessions. Some speculate that Sony might introduce a new cooling system or internal design improvements to address this concern. In terms of design, the A7V is likely to retain a form factor similar to its predecessor. The A7 IV already features a well-balanced body with ergonomic controls, so it makes sense for Sony to refine rather than completely overhaul its design. That said, small but meaningful improvements, such as better grip ergonomics, improved button placement, and a more intuitive menu system, could enhance the overall user experience. One of the most anticipated physical upgrades is the inclusion of a high-resolution flip-out LCD screen. Many videographers rely on a sharp and flexible screen for framing and reviewing footage, and if Sony improves the resolution and articulation of the rear display, it could make a big difference in usability. Another area where Sony could introduce an upgrade is the electronic viewfinder. The A7 IV currently features a 3.69 million EVF, which is decent but falls behind some of its competitors. If Sony decides to bump this up to a 9.44 million EVF, similar to what's found in higher-end models, it would significantly enhance the shooting experience, offering greater clarity and precision for composing shots. One of the major concerns with the A7 IV was overheating, particularly during extended recording sessions in warm environments. Some users reported shutdowns, while others managed to avoid the issue entirely. If Sony can improve heat dissipation, either through better internal design or even the addition of a small cooling fan like Canon implemented in the EOS R5C, it would make the A7V a far more reliable tool for professional videographers. Wedding videographers and event shooters, in particular, would benefit from a more heat-resistant system that allows them to record for long periods without interruptions. Another rumored improvement involves in-body image stabilization. The A7 IV featured 5.5 stops of stabilization, which was solid but has since been surpassed by newer models offering up to 8 stops. If Sony increases the stabilization capabilities in the A7 V to 7 or 8 stops, it would make a noticeable difference for handheld shooting, especially in low-light conditions where slower shutter speeds are necessary. Connectivity is another aspect where we might see improvements. The rumored inclusion of dual-band Wi-Fi might not sound groundbreaking at first, but for professionals who rely on wireless file transfers and remote camera control, it could be a significant upgrade. Faster and more stable connections mean quicker workflow and more efficiency in the field, particularly for those who shoot events or need to deliver files on the go. Sony's camera menu system has long been a topic of debate among users. While functional, it has often been criticized for being somewhat clunky and unintuitive. If the A7 V introduces a more streamlined interface with better organization and easier navigation, it would make a big difference for both new and experienced users. A well-structured menu can save time and frustration, ensuring that photographers and videographers can focus on capturing the moment rather than fiddling with settings. Beyond the new features and upgrades, addressing some of the limitations of the A7 IV will be crucial for Sony. The rolling shutter issue, particularly during 4K recording, was a major frustration for many videographers. If the A7 V's rumored stacked sensor truly delivers on faster readout speeds, this issue could be significantly mitigated, making fast-action shooting much more viable. Additionally, buffer size has been another point of concern. While the A7 IV's buffer wasn't a deal-breaker, a more efficient buffer system in the A7 V could improve continuous shooting performance, ensuring that photographers don't miss critical moments in action scenarios. Low-light performance is another area where incremental improvements could make a big difference. While the A7 IV handled high ISOs well, there was still room for better noise reduction and dynamic range enhancements. With the advancements in sensor technology, it's reasonable to expect that the A7 V will push the limits further, offering cleaner images at higher ISO settings. More refined subject tracking and complex scenes could also enhance the overall shooting experience, making it a strong contender for wildlife and sports photographers. Usability improvements, such as a fully articulating screen, refined menus, and extended battery life, would make the A7 V an even more attractive option for everyday use. A camera should not only have excellent specs but also be a pleasure to use in real-world scenarios. Whether shooting for professional work or personal projects, a more user-friendly experience can make all the difference. In summary, the Sony A7 V is shaping up to be an impressive hybrid camera that builds upon the strengths of the A7 IV while addressing some of its key weaknesses. The rumored stacked sensor, improved AI autofocus, enhanced video capabilities, and better heat management are all promising developments. If Sony can also deliver better stabilization, an upgraded EVF, and a more intuitive menu system, the A7 V could easily become one of the best all-around mirrorless cameras on the market. While these are still just rumors, the potential for the A7 V is exciting. As we await an official announcement from Sony, the speculation continues. What features are you most excited about? Would a stacked sensor and improved autofocus be enough to make you upgrade? Let us know your thoughts as we eagerly anticipate what could be one of the most well-rounded hybrid cameras of the year.